खासियत है दादी वालियां ने ते दादे वालियां ने ते बुड्ढे वालियां ने transmission of
Hey guys,
credit.
welcome back to my channel. So today I look a little different because I'm comparing my makeup from 2014, how I used to do it then, versus 2020, how I do my makeup now. And I'm actually going back to the first video I ever recorded when I moved here in LA in 2014. So in my one bedroom apartment, you'll see it. It's so different. Don't forget, in every video, you'll have a chance to win a Dump That Mystery Box. All you have to do is tag your Instagram below, hashtag Dump That Mystery Box, written this way, and let me know what you did in 2014. I don't remember, did we all do our makeup like this? Let me know in the comments, and you'll get a chance to win a Dump That Mystery Box. I DM my Dump That Mystery Box winners. If you want to see what Yari got this time, you have to go to my stories right now because I just posted it, and you'll see all the goodies that she got. It'll be something different every time. Sometimes it's makeup, fashion, beauty. It's everything that I love, and it's all of my favorite things, and it's a way for us to connect on a deeper level. So if you want to get into this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can be a part of the Dom fam. And without further ado, let's get into this video. आपका फेवरेट सनसिल्क शैम्पू अब हुआ और भी बेहतर. इसमें है विटामिन्स, ऑयल्स एंड प्रोटीन्स का सुपर मिक्स जो दे आपको शाइनी, घने और खूबसूरत बाल. सुपर बाल हर बार नई सनसिल्क सुपर मिक्स के साथ. Let's get into this video. This is gonna be so much fun. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the video, the first video I ever made when I first moved in to my one bedroom apartment in LA. So this is like my everyday outfit then versus now. Like today, it's so much more sporty. I feel like the way I dressed then, even my room and everything was so Texas and girly. Wedges, oh my god, the wedges. Now I'm in sneakers. Back then, I would never wear like fitted tops or anything that was fitted towards like my boob area or my like stomach area, just because I was so self-conscious. I had my son when I was 20. I always had like extra loose skin around my stomach, and I always covered it up, and my boobs, it just looked like deflated balloons. I just would cover them up as much as I could. So I would layer on tops. It looks really cute and it looks like a little more dressy. But now that I'm free, like I'm just free. I'm always in crop tops, and now I'm like, I wear fitted bodysuits and stuff like that. But I got a tummy tuck in 2016 or 2017, I think. I was able to then wear in my 30s more like fitted stuff. Here I think I was like 27, 26 or 27, something like that. Okay, so the first thing that I'm doing is grabbing an eyebrow color from an eyeshadow palette. I would always do this even with my under eyes. Like when I first started doing makeup, I would always use like a brightener from my eyeshadow palette for my under eyes, everything from my eyeshadow palette. That's kind of like why I created my first palette, the Latte palette, for face and eyes, because I would always do that and I feel like it's easier. I always had trouble with my brush fitting into it, so that's why pans are bigger. Going back to this eyeshadow just takes me back. So I have a Morphe palette. That's a NYX palette, but it's something like I would use back in the day. So I'm going to take this shade right here because that looks like the closest to my eyebrow color, I think. And I have my eyebrow brush. Back then, I would just follow my natural brow shape. Now, I never follow my brow shape. I always like a straighter brow. And I actually, after 2014, I went straight to super glam, and my brows were like full and arched, and there was so much makeup. I'll do this side as my OG. Follow my natural shape. Oh my god. Throw back. Now, I feel like my shape is just too thin and it's not flattering for my face, and my eyebrow is like way back here and I always like drag it in. So wow, my makeup has changed so much since I first moved here. Like my style, the way I spoke. If there's no copyright music, I'll let you guys hear what I sounded like, but I was like almost so timid and scared of everything and everyone, and you can tell in my voice. Now I'm just a lot more confident in what I do. I've grown some thick skin since I moved in LA from that time, and just going back and hearing my voice and seeing how much I've evolved and developed. I feel like I was such a baby there. This video, by the way, is only 3 minutes and 49 seconds. How did I make it so thick? And I remember getting this palette. I think I got this palette from when I videographer in front of me filming the whole time, and so I was already super shy and nervous. And then after that, I was like, I'm just gonna do voiceover the whole time when I first started, because I was like, I can't, like, I'm scared, I'm nervous, this is awkward. And then I started getting really comfortable, and now I don't have anybody filming me. I film myself and I can see myself, so it's easier. Okay, so this is my eyebrow. I think this is pretty good in old school style. I followed my natural brow shape. My shape now, this is what I do. I love using pencils, especially this one. For me, this is like brow pencil of the year for 2020. This is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. It's one of my favorites. So one side has the pencil and the other side has like a pointed tip. It's an ink stain. So I have like 5 of these because I adore them so much and I run through them so fast. Like I have another one here. Now, what I do is I line up the front of my brow with the tip of my nose. My nose is kind of crooked naturally, just to let you guys know, but this helps to kind of balance and give my face some symmetry. So I take the tip, kind of line it up where it would start, and it's like right there. But trust me, at the end, it makes me feel better. And I feel like it looks really good. So, and now I just draw like soft little hairs forward so it looks like hair. Draw them straight up. Like flick my brush and it looks like little baby hairs right there. And I'll go through the whole brow like that. And then I start to balance out my brow. I like a straight brow. I think ever since maybe 2018 or 2017, I like started going into the straight brow. Ever since I got back from Korea and I did the half American, half Korean makeup, I fell in love with the Korean brows, and I feel like it looks really good with my face shape and helps to balance everything. So I just run my pencil very softly over that naked area, and I'll just fill in that spot. And then right here is where I'll start to do the straight brow, and I'll map out like how straight I want it. And then I kind of elongate my brow a little bit because it's a little shorter than what I'd like. But then I'll turn my my pencil on the other side. I keep calling it a brush. And just do these little flicks, these hair-like flicks. So you get some dimension and natural, like, hair type of strokes through there. And they're not perfect. They're just gonna go through them. And it looks pretty natural afterwards. Then I have another step. So there's so many more steps than what I had back then. I actually use this one from Sigma. It's the Color and Shape Brow Powder Duo in dark. So I'll take both powders, and then I'll just make sure that everything is really locked in and set. I do my brows before I put on anything on my face, like primer or any makeup, because I feel like it grips to my skin a little bit better. Okay, so there is a big difference in my brows now. This brow is a lot more rounded and smaller. This one's full and luscious. Alright, so I go straight to concealer. What? I didn't even put on primer. Like, what? These days I do a lot more skincare. So before I even put on anything on my face, I'll use a moisturizer. This is actually a hydrating primer from my line, but I'll use this for hydration because I am very dry. So I'll put it on this side. I wish I could talk to my younger self and just kind of like, girl, why did you do this? Is like my everyday. What? That's why I broke out so much. I still break out, but my skin is a lot smoother than what it was. And after my skin is hydrated, nice and hydrated, then I'll go in with an SPF. This is actually another type of primer. It's from Supergoop. I love this primer. It has an SPF of 40. It's awesome. I feel like it's great for oily skin. I do have more dry skin, but that's why I use my hydrating primer, and then I'll go in with this because it has the SPF of 40. And it does kind of smooth the skin out, so I like that. It has more of like a silicone kind of feel to it, and it really gets into the pores and smooths everything out. My primer is also smoothing, but it doesn't have that thick silicone feel to it. It's more of like a really hydrating, moisturizing primer, and that's why I like to use that. But this one is going to smooth everything out and protect my skin from the sun as well. So I like to use both of them together. And I'm so sad that my younger self did not use primer. The crazy thing is, like, I still use Makeup Forever. This is my current favorite concealer from Makeup Forever. Then it was from Makeup Forever as well. It's like the full cover one. But this one is amazing. It's new. Ever since it came out, I can't stop using it. It just gives me a new layer of skin. It's smooth. It just covers everything. This is 2.5. I just got this new shade in because it's lighter. It's more brightening. So I'll use that afterwards. So I'm just going to go in with the same concealer because it's basically the same brand and gives you more of the same effect. And back then, I would put it exactly on my dark circle. Like every dark spot that I had. So I put it on right in here, basically on my cheeks. And that's where I have like redness and stuff. So I'm just going to throw it on there. That's probably why I didn't put on foundation. But I used my finger. Well, that's just, your fingers are fine. They work really well. But it just, I need a makeup wipe. I feel like I can really see the texture in my skin. Because this is a mattifying concealer, I need a primer. You know, I look dry. But that's how I used to do it, you know? By the way, you guys, my nails are very baby short. And I want to show you this from far away because I'm new at nail wraps. But I just started getting these nail wraps from, it's called a.o.a Nails. It's a small Latina-owned business, and I love to support small businesses, especially Latinas. I never want to use nail polish again. I just want to use nail wraps because they look so smooth and they're easy to apply. So I'll link them below if you guys want to try the a.o.a nail wraps, but they are a lifesaver because my nails look really ratchet underneath this wrap polish. The next thing that I do, surprisingly, I put on my lashes. I've been using this lash glue, which is awesome because it's not hard to get out of your eyelashes, and especially the way I put it on. I need something that's going to be easy to remove. I always get my lash glue and I just put it on like liner, and it's going on straight onto your skin, so it's going to warm up quicker, and that means it's going to get tackier quicker. And then the lashes that I've been putting on, these are like my everyday lashes. I ordered more because I'm obsessed with this style. It's so nice. It's from Patrick Hall. It's called the I style. They look so pretty. I cut them a little bit more on the ends just so they're not as like flared out. These really transform your eyes. Like it gives you more of an elongated look. So I'm gonna put these on. I just set it in the middle and I'll flip them upwards like this just to make sure that they are nice and they sit up on my eyes. So that lash is on. I just usually kind of let it sit there for a little bit before I go back in with mascara. So I'm going to take this mascara from Lancome. It's the Hypnostroma, one of my faves. Love this style brush, and their formula is really nice. There's a hair coming out of it. It's probably mine, so it's fine. Alright, cool. So now I have my eyelashes on. My brows and my lashes. If my brows and my lashes are on, I feel like I'm halfway there already. I'm trying to catch up to the concealer, so I don't put concealer on yet. Then I go into this, like, it's a very lightweight foundation. It has a lot of good for you ingredients. This is also Makeup Forever. I would almost say that this is more like a CC cream. So on this side, I'm just going to even out my entire skin tone. It helps to make my skin look super healthy and glowing. That's why I really love this. And now I would get into the concealer. I just take it right in the corner, down the nose, very close to the inner corner, and then I bring it out, elongate the eye even more. But instead of my fingers, I'll go in with a beauty blender and press it into my skin. And it's not going to look as dry as this side and like settling into my fine lines because I have all the hydration protection underneath it. So it's just going to look nice, even. And I just bring it down to the nose. I have this dark line that goes down the side of my mouth towards my chin, so I like to bring concealer upwards to kind of make an illusion that I don't have that going on my face. So next, I went in with a bronzer on this side. As you can see, I'm using the Bare Minerals bronzer, and I loved the coverage on that Bare Minerals bronzer, and that's kind of why I used it all over my face to like warm it up because it had the coverage, but I didn't realize that that's the reason why I was breaking out so bad. I would break out really, really bad, but my makeup before the breakouts looked really good in full coverage, so that's why I liked it, but I stopped using it because I get really bad breakouts with it. So for bronzer, I'm going to take Private Island from Fenty, and that's going to warm up this part of my face. I'm going to take this because it's pretty large and add warmth. I still say the same thing. Add warmth to the outer perimeter of your face. Down my neck. Kind of swooped it everywhere. On my nose. I didn't even contour my nose. And then for bronzer on this side, I use cream first. So the one I used is from Fenty. It's the Butter Biscuit. I'll do a little contour down the side of the nose, the tip, and on the forehead. So I do a lot more shaping to my face these days and restructuring the face. I'll add it to my cheekbone and right in here to the jawline. And this is like my everyday. I just kind of go through the motions here. It's more of a, I guess guess, more of a glam everyday because of the lashes and the contouring, but this is my everyday. It's what I do. So once I have that, I also contour my nose with this a.o.a brush and the 146 concealer. I'll start at my brow and go down my nose. I feel like this really changes the shape of my face, my nose. And I'll make a straight line and then I'll do the front a little bit to round it out. And this just gives my face so much more symmetry. And just go right through the crease with it. I'll just take a beauty blender, make sure everything is nice and soft. There's no crazy lines. Then I go into powder to brighten up the dark areas in my face. And I'm using the Bare Minerals one that broke me out like crazy. Extra coverage and brightness on my under eyes and around like the hollow areas of my face. So I'm going to go in with this brush right here and my Kat Von D setting powder. This is a super full coverage powder. I feel like you can definitely get really cakey with this because it is very full coverage, but if you use it right, you look so flawless, like so flawless. You don't see any dark areas. So I'm going to go in to my under eyes and then I just went over this area right here. Wow, I didn't even have like any shadow at all. And I'll just take this with my beauty sponge and it doesn't look as cakey in person. So I just go here and dab that. And I like to set the center of my face. I don't set around because I lose that luminosity, I guess, or that like natural radiant look. So I'll just do that area and it looks a little more even. Okay, then I go into my EOS balm, which I have an EOS balm still. Obviously it's not from back then, but this is a newer one. So I'll use this on the side. But it's a little like grippier. It's a nice prep, but I don't use this, so I'm going to stay true to my lip on this side. On this side, I'm going to use this Milani Green Goddess one, just because it glides on a lot softer. And it just gives you like a nice little dewy finish. Whereas this one's a little more of a grip. And then I go into Instantly Flirty Lashes. Oh, Instant Flirty Lashes. Oh my god. Let me curl my lashes. The way that I sound back in 2014 is so like soft, sweet, and almost like a little baby. I don't know, like I was just so scared and nervous about everything, and I'm so glad I overcame that. I don't know if I might still sound the same. I'm just a little bit more expressive, but I definitely feel like I have a lot more confidence from back then. And so seeing those videos is just like, ooh, it's a little cringy. It's a little cringy for me, but they're nice to look back at and see how far that I've come internally. So I curled my lashes. This side's already done. And then my staple wing liner. No eyeshadow, just wing liner. For this side, I actually skipped a step. I'm going to go over with a powder bronzer. So I'm going to take the bronzer on my side and just use it as a blush. It like sets the bronzer in place, and then I'm going to go over the nose. So now I'm going to put on the wing liner, and the liner that I use is something similar to this. This is a Wet n Wild Mega Liner. I'm going to create a casual wing, so I'm going to do that. Now I have more folds than what I had in my eyes back then. That looks about right how I used to do. Now I just use my lashes as my liner. And then I used the Better Than Sex mascara, and I was scared to say the word sex. Texas is very conservative, and that's how I grew up. So I don't even cuss till this day. If I do cuss, I'm like tipsy or upset. It's very like rare, I guess. Actually, as I'm getting older, it comes out more. Back then, it was like PG-13 or even PG-7G. I don't know. It was very, very innocent. That's just how I was raised. I have the mascara, the Better Than Sex mascara. And it's not the mini, it's the full size this time. She could get the full size. So I'm going to put this on, and I loved the shape. The shape of this mascara just stole my heart, and I even showed you guys a before and after of how amazing the mascara was. Like, you definitely see a difference. You can tell when I turn to the sides. For the mascara on this side, before I do the mascara, I do put on some bronzer. Right there, I should have did it. This is just like the step that I do to add a little depth right there, so it's not so flat. And then I grab my mascara and I'll put some mascara on. I found a blush. I think the one I was using was from NYX. It was like kind of similar to this. This is from Essence, which is one of my favorite drugstore brands. And we're gonna put, let me see how I put on my blush. Ooh, very lightly. Almost the same way that I do it now. I just bring it up a little bit higher. I just put it on kind of exactly on my cheekbone, and then I brought it up here. But the way I do my blush now is different. And now, if I were to show you guys, I don't do this every day, but I would put it closer to the top of the cheek. I'll bring it up like that, and then I'll put it on my nose, obviously. So it just, the placement kind of changes your face shape a little bit. You can tell right away. It just looks a lot more lifted, youthful. Looks good. Now we're done with the blush. Let's see what else did I do. Now we're taking a, oh, this is like an inner corner highlight by itself. And for that, I grabbed this one. This is from Makeup Forever. It's Starlit Powder. And I'm going to take a pencil brush, and then I just put it on my inner corner. And then I actually don't do anything else to my eyes, so I'm going to skip. And then I went into a lip balm. I got this one instead. This is from a.o.a, and it has like a pink color to it. So I'm going to take this and apply it on my lips. Hopefully it gives me enough color. And then on my side, I'll put on my lip liner. This is the Creamy Fill and Define Lip Liner in Crush. And it still has like a pinky tone to it. I just like to define my lip line a little bit more, like right in here. I just realized the amount of restructuring that I do to my face and lips is like, that's probably why I look even more different. And then I'm gonna take She's a Tease. This is the Soft Blur lipstick, and I'm just gonna put that. These two colors are like your lips but better. And lastly, I like a healthy glow. So I use my skin gloss in Copper Light Bronze, which is really pretty. So this cream over your powder just gives you more of a natural, healthy glow. I love both sides, but obviously my more current side is something I feel more comfortable in, just because